What's for you next now?
For me next is, vacation. Chilling on the beach somewhere, but hopefully I can get back in the ring. Keith Thurman's out for a while, so maybe I can fight at home in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, and then fight Keith Thurman later on in the year or next year.
Errol, do you think this is patient number one in the division?
I think so. I feel like skill-wise, me and Kell Brook is the most skilled fighters at the welterweight division. We're the biggest and strongest fighters at the welterweight division. I think we proved that tonight. Exceeding our expectations. This was a big fight, and we gave the fans what they wanted, we gave the public what they wanted, and I tip my hat off to them, and I think I am the best fighter in the welterweight division right now.
You going to go to Jamaica?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. Not right now, but later on in the year I'm gonna go to Jamaica, relax for a bit. We had a house out there, so I'm gonna chill.
Apparently Lennox Lewis is unhappy that you beat him in chess and he wants a rematch.
If Lennox Lewis want to play chess, then come on.
Do you think you might not fancy it after tonight?
Huh?
Do you think you might decide against facing you after leaving tonight?
Who?
Lennox.
Oh, he was pretty confident when I talked to him in Toronto. He was pretty confident that he could beat me, so I think he'll face me.
Errol, was that spot in the first round?
Definitely. That's what we always do. That's always the game plan, to take the body. You go on 12 rounds, so later on, you wear your opponent down when you go to the body, and I think that's what I did, because he was real sharp, and then he started wearing down a little bit later on in the rounds.
You sparred with a lot of top guys, and in terms of his power, it looked like he wasn't really hurting you. Did he hurt you more than the time of that fight?
No, he didn't hurt me at all, but he's very strong. I definitely felt the punches, but it was nothing that that hurt me.
Both you and Gervonta Davis come over as Americans to a place where there's been some funny scoring here recently, and you both looked as if you felt it would be a good idea not to leave it to the judges. Is that a factor in your thinking?
Yeah, it's always been a factor since since the amateurs. It's a lot of politics regarding the amateurs, and I've been on a bad day and a bad decision. So if you don't have to leave it to the judges, I'm not going to do that. And there was a point in there where I could stop him. I seen if I jumped on him, I could stop him. So I jumped on him, so it wouldn't go to the scorecard.
Errol, a lot of people questioning how you do traveling against the top guy like that. How much do you feel you've learned just this week by being aware in a hostile atmosphere against the top guy like that?
I think this was a great experience. Especially in my young career. My first title shot. Coming here a week early. Do training camp. And basically fight for my first title in front of 30,000 screaming fans, in the champion's hometown. This was a legacy to define the fight for me. I proved myself. I proved that I have composure, I have true grit. I can pull it out, out of me when I have to.